Hi, my name's Richard Coleman, and I'm the director of Kinetic Parkour. We're going to start doing short video updates to keep everybody up to date on the progress of the gym and the Indiegogo campaign. So this is the first Kinetic Byte. We've received several helpful comments about the Indiegogo campaign and about what would make people more confident in donating to us. And one of the things that gets mentioned the most is that our ownership structure seems really strange. We have a director who's obviously very interested in parkour, and a photographer and a graphic designer who don't seem as interested. So why are they involved? Why not have all the owners be people who are interested in parkour? That's a very valid question, and it comes down to the resources that we have right now and the resources that we'll have after we're open. In reality, I personally own 90% of Kinetic Parkour, while Jason and Marisha each own about 5% of the company. I set it up this way to make sure that Kinetic only has one full-time employee to worry about supporting, as each full-time employee will obviously need to take home enough money to live on. I involved them in the Indiegogo campaign because I understand that people are wary about handing over their money to just anyone. I know that I personally wouldn't donate to a campaign that only had one person in charge, as they could simply take the money and use it for their own personal purposes rather than what I donated the money for. I put Jason and Marisha in charge of the Indiegogo campaign with me to make sure that everybody stays accountable, to make sure that every dollar that you donate goes exactly where it's supposed to. That was the short answer. Now for the long one. As a startup company, we don't have a lot of resources to work with. We need people who are business oriented, and we also need people who are creatively oriented in order to make the whole business work. As the director, I'm heading up the business end of things, and I've got Jason and Marisha handling the creative side of things. That frees up more time for me to handle the business specifically. I offered them each 5% of the company in order to head up the creative side of things because, to be honest, it's not as intensive as the business end of things. Why only 5%? Well, they both have full-time jobs that they're working at on their own time, and their own independent projects that they're working on as well. So by only giving them 5% of the company, they don't have to worry about making Kinetic a full-time endeavor like I have, and then they can focus on their own projects and still get the work that we need done. And by giving them a percentage of the company rather than just paying them flat out, they'll be motivated to continue doing the work that we need, as they'll see a return on their time investment almost immediately. So why don't we have parkour instructors as owners of the company? It seems like that would make more sense than having a photographer and a graphic designer, right? Well, on the surface, that seemed like a good idea to me too. I realize that an instructor is better suited to being an employee of the company or on a per-contract basis rather than being an owner. If they were given just a small stake in the company like we gave to Jason and Marisha, they wouldn't be making enough money to justify continuing to teach classes, and we would lose our instructors. If they were given a larger stake in the company, there's a higher risk involved in that. Because if for some reason they decided to stop teaching classes, they would still be listed as an owner of the company, meaning that we would have to continue giving them money in exchange for essentially nothing. Therefore, Kinetic will be dealing with our instructors as employees rather than as owners. This frees up valuable resources for us to use in turn to make Kinetic the best parkour gym ever. Speaking of resources, we need your help. We're trying to pull together the funds to make this project a reality. Fact of the matter is, we could really use your help. We're selling our memberships at huge discounts that we'll never be able to offer again once the business is open and the campaign is over. And if you help us out this once, we will in turn be able to help out your parkour training for years to come. Thank you.